Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. You have been warned enough times. Someone in your family who has already passed away is begging to reveal a hidden truth. Don't tell anyone. If you ignore this, their voice will vanish forever and you will never know what they tried to say. Open quickly before heaven closes this final door. My beloved child. Listen to the quiet trembling in your heart right now, because this moment was not created by accident. You did not arrive here by curiosity alone. You were guided, gently yet urgently, because there is something that has been knocking on the door of your soul for a very long time. You have felt it in your dreams, in sudden waves of emotion, in moments when your chest felt heavy for no clear reason. You told yourself it was just memory, just imagination, just grief that never fully left. But my beloved child, this is more than that. This is a calling that has waited patiently while you learned how to listen. I have warned you before, not with fear, but with signs. A familiar song that appeared at the wrong time. A sudden thought of someone you lost, so strong it almost felt like they were standing beside you. A name repeating in your mind when you tried to sleep. These were not coincidences. These were whispers, soft at first, because heaven never forces the door open. Heaven waits until the soul is ready. And now, my beloved child, the waiting has reached its final moment. Someone from your family, someone whose physical breath has already left this world, has been trying to reach you. They have stood at the edge between realms, holding a truth that was never spoken while they lived. Not because they did not love you, but because time, fear, and human weakness kept them silent. That silence followed them beyond death, and it has weighed heavily on them. They have begged for this moment. They have pleaded for one chance to let you know what was hidden, what was misunderstood, what was left unfinished. You may think, why me? Because you are the one who can hear. Because your heart still remembers their voice. Because your soul carries the strength to receive what others could not. My beloved child, I am Archangel Michael, guardian of truth, protector of divine order. I do not come to frighten you, but I must speak with clarity. The door that is opening now will not remain open forever. There are moments in a soul's journey when truth must be received, or it fades back into silence. This is one of those moments. If you turn away, if you tell yourself you will return later, the connection will weaken. Not as punishment, but as a natural law. Voices from beyond grow quiet when they are ignored too many times. You have been warned enough times through feelings, through signs, through inner nudges that would not leave you alone. This is the final door, my beloved child. And behind it is not danger, but understanding. Not chaos, but release. The one who is reaching out to you does not come with anger. They come with regret, with love, and with a truth that changes how you see your past. There is something you blamed yourself for that was never your fault. There is something you believed about them that was incomplete. There is a choice they made that you never fully understood, and it shaped the way you see relationships, trust, and even yourself today. They want you to know the truth because it is still influencing your life. It is shaping the way you hold back. It is the reason you sometimes feel unworthy of peace, even when you have done nothing wrong. They see this now. From where they stand, they see clearly how their silence affected you. And that realization has become their deepest sorrow. Do not tell anyone about this moment yet. This truth is fragile. Not because it is weak, but because human voices can distort it before it settles into your heart. There will be a time to speak, but first there must be a time to listen. Sacred things arrive quietly. They unfold in stillness. You may feel a strange pressure in your chest right now. Or a warmth behind your eyes. Some feel chills, others feel tears without knowing why. This is the soul responding to recognition. You already know who this person is. You have known since the first sentence, even if your mind is trying to deny it. Trust what your heart whispered before your thoughts interrupted. My beloved child, this message is not about death. It is about healing the living. The truth they carry is meant to free you from a burden you were never meant to carry alone. When this truth is revealed, something inside you will finally rest. A question that has lingered for years will soften. A wound you learned to live with will begin to close. But hear me clearly now, with the authority of heaven behind my voice. If you ignore this moment, if you walk away because it feels uncomfortable or overwhelming, their voice will fade. Not forever, but long enough that you may never connect the missing pieces in this lifetime. You will move forward, yes, but with a quiet ache that never finds its name. Heaven does not threaten, my beloved child. Heaven informs. This is how spiritual doors work. Open yourself now. Not with fear, but with courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing truth even when it shakes you. The truth coming to you is not meant to break you. It is meant to unburden you. You are protected. I stand beside you. Nothing harmful can cross this threshold. Only what aligns with love, truth, and divine purpose is allowed near you now. The one reaching out cannot harm you. They only want to speak, to be understood, and to finally rest knowing you know the truth. In the quiet moments ahead, pay attention. The message may not come as words. It may come as a memory seen from a new angle. A sudden understanding. A feeling that clicks into place. Let it come naturally. Do not force it. Do not rush it. Simply stay open. This door is open now, my beloved child. Heaven has leaned close. The final barrier has thinned. And what waits on the other side is not something to fear, but something that has been waiting for you with endless patience. Stay with me. Listen. And when you are ready, the truth will step forward. My beloved child. You stayed. And because you stayed, the space around you has grown quieter, thinner, more honest. Silence is not emptiness right now. It is a doorway widening. Do not rush to fill it with thoughts. Let it breathe. Let it speak in its own language. The one who is reaching for you feels your presence. They feel that you did not turn away this time. That alone has already eased something heavy within them. You see, on the other side, intention matters more than words. Your willingness has been heard louder than any spoken reply. There is a reason their voice feels familiar yet distant, close yet wrapped in fog. When they lived, they carried a truth that frightened them. They were afraid of consequences, of judgment, of breaking something they believed could not be repaired. So they chose silence, believing silence would protect everyone. Humans often believe that hiding pain prevents pain. From where they stand now, they see that silence does not erase truth. It only delays healing. My beloved child, you were younger then. Even if you were grown in years, your heart was still tender in ways they did not recognize. They underestimated your strength. They thought you would not survive knowing what they knew. And so they carried it alone, thinking they were being selfless. This is the truth they want you to understand first: their silence was never about lack of love. It was born from fear and misguided protection. Feel into your memories. There is a moment, perhaps many, when you sensed something was wrong but could never name it. A conversation that ended too quickly. A look in their eyes that lingered. A tension that never found words. You told yourself not to ask. Or you did ask, and the answer felt incomplete. That was the truth pressing against the walls of their fear. They want you to know now that what happened was not what you were led to believe. Not fully. There were forces around them, people, circumstances, obligations, that cornered them into choices they did not want to make. They were carrying responsibility that was never meant to be theirs alone. And when the weight became too heavy, they believed disappearing would be easier than explaining. My beloved child, there is no shame in feeling anger as this truth approaches. Anger does not mean you lack compassion. It means your heart is waking up to clarity. Allow it. Heaven does not ask you to pretend everything was fine. Heaven asks you to be honest so healing can be real. The one speaking to you now is not asking for forgiveness yet. First, they want to be understood. They want you to see the full picture, not the fragment you were left with. They want you to know that some of the pain you absorbed into your identity never belonged to you. You built parts of your life around a misunderstanding. You learned to be careful where you did not need to be. You learned to doubt yourself in moments where trust would have been safe. This is why this message matters now. You are standing at a point in your life where the old story can no longer support who you are becoming. If this truth remained hidden, it would continue to quietly sabotage your peace. Not loudly, but subtly, through hesitation, through self-blame, through the feeling that something is always missing even when things seem fine. My beloved child, as this truth unfolds, you may feel grief rise again, as if you are losing them a second time. This is normal. You are not moving backward. You are moving deeper. This grief is different. It carries light within it. It carries resolution. They want you to know something else, something very important. They saw you after they passed. Not in the way humans imagine, but in moments of emotional truth. They saw you cry when no one else did. They saw you blame yourself in silence. They saw you grow strong out of necessity, not choice. And it broke them. From where they are, they understand how their absence shaped you, and that understanding changed them. My beloved child, listen carefully now. The truth they are revealing is not meant to bind you to the past. It is meant to release you from it. Once you receive it fully, their hold on you loosens, not because love ends, but because love transforms. Love that clings becomes love that supports from afar. You may notice that as you listen, the fear you expected does not arrive. Instead, there is a strange calm, like something finally settling into place. That is your soul recognizing alignment. Truth always feels like relief beneath the discomfort. Do not speak this truth aloud yet. Let it integrate. Let it find its place inside you. There will come a moment, later, when sharing will feel natural and safe. Until then, protect this understanding. Not everyone needs access to what heals you. The one reaching out to you is growing lighter as you listen. Each moment of your attention loosens the knot they carried beyond life. This is how souls help each other across realms, not through dramatic signs, but through quiet understanding. My beloved child, you are not alone in this. I remain with you. I hold the space steady so nothing overwhelms you. Nothing will rush you. Nothing will force itself upon you. The truth will continue to reveal itself in layers you can handle. And as this part of the message comes to rest, know this. What is being restored now is not just your understanding of them, but your understanding of yourself. You are about to step forward lighter than before, even if you cannot yet explain why. Stay open. Stay gentle with yourself. The final pieces are still coming, my beloved child. You have come this far, and because you did, the final veil grows thin. What remains now is not heavy revelation, but gentle completion. Truth has a beginning, a middle, and an ending. And endings are not meant to frighten you. They are meant to free you. The one who has been speaking through feeling, memory, and quiet understanding is ready now to release what they carried. Their voice no longer trembles the way it did before. There is peace forming where urgency once lived. This is how you know the door is beginning to close, not in loss, but in fulfillment. They want you to understand one last thing, my beloved child. The truth they hid was not only about them. It was about you. About the strength they saw but did not trust enough at the time. About the courage you would grow into. They believed protecting you meant shielding you from pain. Now they see that truth, even when painful, would have helped you trust yourself sooner. But do not linger in, what if? Heaven does not speak in regret. Heaven speaks in restoration. What was delayed is now delivered. What was hidden is now understood. Time does not bind the soul the way it binds the body. Feel the shift inside you now. The tightness loosening. The question that no longer aches the same way. The story you told yourself quietly rewriting itself without effort. This is integration. This is healing settling into your bones. My beloved child, you are not meant to carry them forward as a wound anymore. You are meant to carry them as wisdom. Their love for you never ended, and now it no longer needs to cling through unfinished business. They are stepping back, not away from you, but into peace. You may notice that their presence feels softer now, less urgent. That is not disappearance. That is rest. Souls do not vanish when truth is received. They become quiet because they are finally at ease. I ask you now, gently, to breathe. Deeply. Slowly. Let your body catch up with what your soul already understands. Nothing more is required of you. You did not fail them. You did not abandon them. You answered when it mattered. And hear this clearly, my beloved child, because this truth is for you alone. You are allowed to move forward without guilt. You are allowed to choose joy without feeling like you are leaving someone behind. Love does not demand suffering to prove its sincerity. Do not rush to explain this experience to anyone. Some moments are meant to be lived, not translated. Let it unfold in how you speak, how you trust, how you rest. Others will feel the change in you without needing the story. As this final door closes, it does not lock. It simply completes its purpose. Heaven opens doors for healing, not to trap you between worlds. You remain fully here, fully grounded, fully protected. I remain with you, always, though you may not feel me as strongly once this moment passes. That is as it should be. Guardians step back when souls stand stronger on their own. Go now, my beloved child, lighter than you were before. Walk forward knowing that what was meant to reach you has reached you. What was meant to be revealed has been revealed. And what was meant to end has ended in peace. You are safe. You are free. And you are deeply loved. My beloved child. Even after the words seem to end, the echo remains. That is because truth does not vanish the moment it is spoken. It settles. It rearranges. It continues its quiet work long after the voice grows soft. You may notice now that the world around you looks the same, yet something within you feels different. This is how real transformation arrives, not with noise, but with a subtle shift in how you breathe, how you remember, how you carry yourself through ordinary moments. Nothing dramatic needs to happen for something profound to have already changed. The one who reached out to you is no longer pulling at your heart. They are watching, calmly now, with relief instead of longing. Their task is complete. Your task is simpler than you think. Live without the weight you were never meant to bear. My beloved child, there may be moments ahead when doubt tries to creep in. Your mind may ask, was this real? Did I imagine it? This is the mind trying to regain control after the soul has led. When this happens, do not argue with the doubt. Simply return to how you feel now. Peace cannot be imagined into the body this way. Release cannot be forced. What has shifted in you is evidence enough. You do not need to search for more signs. You do not need to wait for another message. The truth has already anchored itself inside you. From this point forward, it will express itself through clarity. Through choices that feel lighter. Through boundaries that no longer feel cruel. Through rest that no longer feels undeserved. My beloved child, understand this deeply. Nothing was taken from you in this experience. Something was returned. A missing piece of understanding. A fragment of your own trust. A permission you did not know you were waiting for. If tears come later, let them come. If laughter comes unexpectedly, let that come too. Healing is not solemn. It is honest. It allows every emotion to pass without judgment. You are not required to honor the past by staying connected to its pain. You honor it by living fully now. That is the only offering love ever asks for. And so, gently, quietly, life continues. Not as it was before, but as it was always meant to be once truth was allowed to breathe. Go on, my beloved child. Carry this peace without fear of losing it. What is real does not disappear. My beloved child. You are learning now that continuation does not always mean more words. Sometimes it means deeper stillness. Yet I will remain with you a little longer, because your heart is still listening, and listening itself is sacred. As you move forward from this moment, small things will begin to feel different. Not all at once, not dramatically. You may notice you respond instead of react. You may notice old memories no longer tighten your chest the way they used to. This is not because you forgot. It is because understanding has softened their edges. The one who reached out to you no longer needs to speak. Their love has changed its form. It no longer presses against you from behind. It walks quietly beside you, trusting you now. This is what completion looks like in the language of the soul. My beloved child, you were never meant to stay in between. Half in the past, half in the present. You were meant to stand fully where your feet are, carrying wisdom instead of weight. And now, you can. If someday you sense them again, it will not be with urgency. It will be with calm recognition. A warmth. A fleeting thought that makes you smile instead of ache. That is how you will know peace has taken root. Do not fear the closing of this moment. What closes is not connection, but confusion. What ends is not love, but the need for answers. You have received what you needed, exactly when you were ready. Rest now in this knowing. Live gently. Trust what has settled inside you. And remember, my beloved child. When truth is finally heard, heaven grows quiet, not because it has gone, but because its work is complete. My beloved child. Even now, as you ask to continue, it is not because you need more answers. It is because something inside you has recognized safety here. That is important. It tells me your soul is no longer bracing itself. It is resting. Let me speak to you gently now, without urgency, without warning, without doors opening or closing. Those moments have already served their purpose. What remains is integration, the quiet weaving of truth into everyday life. You will notice, in the days ahead, that certain patterns no longer hold the same power over you. A thought that once pulled you backward will pass through more quickly. A fear that once felt convincing will lose its voice sooner than expected. This is not because you are trying harder. It is because something fundamental has shifted. My beloved child, you do not need to keep revisiting this experience to keep it alive. Truth does not require repetition to remain real. It becomes part of you, like breath, like balance. You will carry it without effort. The one who reached out to you has stepped fully into peace now. There is no unfinished sentence left hanging between you. No hidden message waiting to be decoded. What mattered has already been received, not as information, but as understanding. That is the highest form of communication between souls. If you ever feel a wave of emotion connected to them again, let it move through you without analysis. Love is allowed to visit without needing a reason. Memory is allowed to exist without reopening wounds. You do not owe pain your loyalty. My beloved child, you are entering a season where you will trust your inner voice more easily. Decisions will feel clearer. Your yes will feel clean. Your no will feel calm instead of heavy. This is one of the quiet gifts of truth. It restores self-trust. Do not be surprised if others sense a difference in you. They may say you seem lighter, steadier, more present. You do not need to explain why. Some shifts are meant to be felt, not described. And now, listen closely to this, because it is meant to stay with you long after my voice fades into the background of your life. You are not behind. You did not miss your moment. Everything that needed to reach you has reached you exactly on time. There is nothing more you must do here. No ritual. No promise. No next step you could get wrong. Simply live. Let joy be simple. Let rest be deserved. Let love arrive without suspicion. I will not disappear from your life, my beloved child. Guidance does not vanish, it becomes quieter as you become stronger. You will hear it in your own wisdom now, in your own discernment, in the calm certainty that grows when you trust yourself. So if this feels like a gentle ending, let it be one. Not an ending of connection, but an ending of seeking. You are here. You are whole. And you are free to move forward without looking back for what is already within you. My beloved child. There comes a point where continuing does not add more meaning, but allows meaning to settle. You have reached that point now, even if your heart is still asking for more words to rest inside. What you are feeling is not emptiness. It is space. Space where old weight once lived. Space where your breath moves more freely. This space may feel unfamiliar, because you carried heaviness for so long that it became normal. Give yourself time to adjust to lightness. You do not need to hold on tightly to this moment. It will not slip away. What is true has already woven itself into you. It will show up when you least expect it, in how you respond with patience instead of fear, in how you choose yourself without guilt, in how you allow peace without questioning whether you deserve it. My beloved child, life will go on with its ordinary sounds and responsibilities. That does not undo what has happened here. Sacred shifts do not remove you from life, they return you to it more fully. If, at times, you feel a quiet gratitude without a clear reason, that is this moment echoing softly. If you feel strength rising where doubt once lived, that is this truth standing with you. Nothing more needs to be said for that to continue. And now, I will leave you with silence. Not as absence, but as trust. Trust that you can walk forward without being held by words. Trust that you can listen inwardly without needing a voice outside yourself. Go gently, my beloved child. Live honestly. Let peace become familiar. There is nothing more you need to wait for. Everything that mattered has already arrived. My beloved child. I feel your desire to remain here a little longer, not because you are lost, but because this quiet feels kinder than the noise you are used to. That is okay. There is no rule that says you must rush back into the world the moment peace appears. Sit with this calm. Let it teach you its rhythm. Peace does not shout. It does not demand attention. It waits patiently for you to notice that nothing is wrong right now. You may realize something subtle. You are no longer searching for the next sentence the way you were before. You are listening between the sentences. That is growth. That is awareness taking root. My beloved child, understand this gently. There will always be more words in the world, more voices, more messages claiming urgency. But not every voice deserves your nervous system. Not every message deserves your fear. You are learning discernment now, and that is a sacred skill. What has unfolded here does not need to be extended endlessly to remain meaningful. Like a deep breath, it has an inhale, a pause, and an exhale. You are in the pause. Let yourself be there without asking it to become something else. When you return fully to your daily life, carry this with you. You do not need intensity to feel connected. You do not need mystery to feel depth. You do not need constant signs to feel guided. Stillness is guidance too. My beloved child, the most powerful moments are often the quiet ones that do not announce themselves as important. This is one of them. So now, instead of continuing forward, allow yourself to arrive. Rest. Be present. And trust that when something truly needs your attention again, it will come without fear, without pressure, and without taking your peace hostage. I leave you not with an ending, but with permission, to stop seeking, and simply be my beloved child. I hear you, and I will speak once more, but this time not to pull you forward, not to deepen the moment, only to anchor you safely back into yourself. What you are experiencing now is the afterglow of understanding. It can feel like wanting to keep a candle lit forever, afraid that if you let it dim, the warmth will disappear. But warmth that is real moves inward. It becomes part of you. It no longer needs the flame. You are not losing anything by allowing this to settle. You are claiming it. Notice how your breath finds its own rhythm again. Notice how your body no longer braces for the next revelation. This is not emptiness asking to be filled. This is fullness learning to rest. My beloved child, guidance is not meant to replace your inner voice. It is meant to remind you that you have one. And now, yours is clear enough to trust. If you keep asking to continue, it is not because something is missing. It is because stillness feels unfamiliar after long searching. Let unfamiliarity be your teacher. Stay with it gently. You do not need to escape it with more words. Nothing bad will happen if this moment ends. Nothing sacred will be taken away. Peace does not punish you for moving on. It follows quietly when you are ready. So this is where I step back, not because I am gone, but because you are standing. Carry this calm into your next small action. Drink water. Stretch. Look around you. Let life resume without rushing, without fear. You are grounded. You are complete. And you are capable of walking forward without needing to ask for one more sign. Rest now, my beloved child. This chapter has done its work. My beloved child. I will not pull you deeper into words that keep you circling here. Love does not bind. Guidance does not trap. What is true has already done its work, and now the kindest thing is to help you stand steady on your own feet. Take a slow breath with me. Feel where you are. Notice the room, the light, the simple fact of being alive right now. Nothing bad will happen if there are no more messages. Nothing will be taken from you if this moment ends. Peace is not fragile. It does not disappear when you stop asking for it. It stays because it belongs to you. If you feel the urge to keep saying, continue, it is not because something more is required. It is because your nervous system is learning how to rest without anticipation. That takes a little time. Be patient with yourself. You do not need to wait for heaven to speak again. You do not need permission to move on. There is no final test, no closing gate, no loss waiting if you stop here. Those ideas create fear, and fear is not how truth works. What you needed has already been integrated.